I assumed it was a cookbook, except that it's not just a cookbook, which is the book is really layered. This is what I thought. It is a cookbook, but each of the recipes uh, are built in like with memoir and with personal anecdotes, and we get to know the people who were in your life growing up, the people who have been important to you, their influence on the way you cook, the stories that they've told you, the stories of your family going back to generations. So it is a cookbook book. I also thought it was a beautifully written memoir, and each recipe sort of has got context to it because of that. The other thing is also that it's pictorial. Pictorially, it's just beautiful. It's a fantastic production.
I think what's most important for me, it was a realization that there is so much with Parsi food and Parsi culture which is not written in today's day and age. I haven't really found anything, and I found some really valuable stories in the family and with people that I met on the way. Even with SodaBottleOpenerWala. So we started SodaBottleOpenerWala in 2013 when I was a chef manager, and that's when my journey with Parsi food started. And it's been like peeling an onion. Honestly, it's been so many layers, and a chef just talking about onions is the first thing. It's the first thing that comes to our head. So it's been lots of layers and lots of understanding of the cuisine and the culture, because it's really, really intermingled. And for me, in 2016, the book was a project which was completely different from what it is today and what you've read. And it was, a project where I was going to be talking about different parts of the world with different Parsi people. But now, while I was researching that, I realized that the people that I was meeting on the way, on the journey, their stories and their personalities were a lot stronger. And that's why the book, if you look at the book, obviously you've seen the book, you've read the book multiple times. And I really want to hear from you. What did you think? Because nobody outside, the close circle of family and friends has read the book. So tell me, what did you think about the book? Because I really want like the viewers who are here to just know what it looks like and how did you feel about the book? So I'm putting the question back onto you. Sorry for that.
I thought I was supposed to be the interviewer, but I'm happy to talk about it because I had such a good couple of weeks with it, and I feel like I'm going to dip into it again from time to time. The great thing is that I'm really glad. What I'm really glad about is that I had no context. I'd kind of spoken to Sonal about the book way back earlier in the year because we were trying to figure out, like, I want to sort of write about it in some way or talk about it in some way. And I knew it was coming up, but at that point, I didn't know whether it was a cookbook or what's it going to be. I assumed it was a cookbook, except that it's not just a cookbook, which is the book is really layered. This is what I thought. It is a cookbook, but each of the recipes are built in like with memoir and with personal anecdotes, and we get to know the people who were in your life growing up, the people who have been important to you. Their influence on the way you cook, the stories that they've told you, the stories of your family going back to generations. So it is a cookbook book. I also thought it was a beautifully written memoir, and each recipe sort of has, got context to it because of that. The other thing is also that it's pictorial. Pictorially, it's just beautiful. It's a fantastic production, which is why I asked you.
That took a really long time, and honestly, choosing the pictures for the book and the way we've kind of been through old photo albums. My dad, he is, he could literally be a photographer if he wasn't a marketing genius and an ad guy, but he loves photography. And that's what we say, that photography is in our genes, because my grandmom's Nana was a photographer, one of the first photographers in India. So he's taken multiple pictures of us growing up, and he's taken multiple, he has lots and lots of albums. And, if you ask Sonal, my editor, we took a long, long time on each chapter deciding the correct pictures, the kind of pictures that we wanted the reader to kind of look at while reading the text. And it plays such an important role. And honestly, if you ask me in one line, what is the book? It's not just a cookbook. It's got stories and recipes.
If you've enjoyed the conversation that you just heard, do subscribe to our channel for much more.